Okay, so today Thomas posted on the Thomas Sanders and Friends channel, so it's not a main channel video, but it's recreating incorrect quotes, and it's like dressed up, all like costume, the Sanders sides, and it's incorrect quotes. If anyone doesn't know, and I don't know why you wouldn't know if you've already watched this video, but it's basically they're very popular on Tumblr. But it's basically taking a quote from something else and like attributing it to like characters from a fandom that you like because it sounds like something they'd say. So I'm kind of hoping, when he first said this, I'm kind of hoping like they credit what the original source like on screen. I don't know if that seems like a lot of effort, especially if they got them from like an incorrect quotes thing that didn't do that already. So I was originally scared that this was going to be like a little bit cringy, like the way that like kind of doing like lines that aren't really written for your thing, and it's kind of like it's a little like really in the fandom kind of thing. So I was afraid it might be a little bit like off, but it was kind of, my fears were kind of helped by Thomas posted, I think, a couple weeks ago, or maybe even like a month ago around, I don't know. Time is an illusion. Existence is fake. So he posted a thing, I think it was Logan's birthday, where there was like a little incorrect quote sample from the video where Logan, it was a split screen, so I'm getting really excited about that it was like split screen, so like there's like pretty good production quality in these, even though it's like a second channel video. But it was like, do we want two cakes? If anyone's seen that, it was like a Patton and Logan one. It was really sweet. But yeah, so it's not technically a Sandersides episode. None of it is canon, but it's Sandersides themed, and it's going to be like, there's gonna be fan art and stuff. So based on this like thumbnail here, first of all, very excited to see Remus. I've missed Remus so much. He has not been in the past 3 videos, including asides. Asides with Frozen, we had the episode, Selflessness to be Selfishness Redux, and we had Flirting with Social Anxiety or something with that. We had 4 videos, and then we had the Crofters one, which wasn't really canon, but it was still, he wasn't in that one, except for, on the whiteboard. So I'm really excited, because as you all know, I know by now, Remus is my favorite character. He's kind of neck and neck with Janice now that we had he was in the last episode, but he's my favorite one to write for and stuff. Like he's my favorite like character type. So I've really been missing him, and I hope this means that he's going to have a much larger role in the next episode, but at least he's here to, stave us, Remus stands off, until he shows up in the actual canon. Also, I think that's Talon. I think that's Talon and Joan. Is Joan growing out their hair? Looks like they have long hair now. But they, I don't know if that means that there's going to be incorrect quotes involving them, or if there's going to be like some behind the scenes of them making these like incorrect quotes things, like reading like, oh, this is the quote, this is where it's from, and then they like show the skit that they do with the costumes and stuff. I wonder if, I'm guessing that's what. But yeah, so it looks like all of the characters are here. I don't see Logan, but we know he's in there. Oh wait, no, yeah, here's Logan here, then Patton, then Virgil, then Deceit, then Roman, then Remus. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. It is oh wow, it's 24 minutes long. That's a lot longer than I expected. So yeah, it looks like it's Thomas Sanders and Friends. That makes sense. So it's probably going to show them making these things.
Healthy than you actually are.
So you're diminishing
They are growing out their hair. Oh, and they've got like a goatee. It's not a goatee. Goatee has to have these things, right?
Thomas, what are we doing today?
We're doing
Anyway,
We
they
Take
look
Requests,
cute.
Joan. It's been a while since we've done a We Take Requests. Give
Joan.
me the exact length of time it's been since the last We Take Requests.
13
My rewatch
months.
videos.
And 5 minutes. You were very close. If you're unfamiliar with We Take Requests, the object of the game is right there in the title.
I think they deleted their Tumblr recently for like mental health reasons, so I hope they're doing okay.
Patreon asked what you guys
this was filmed a
wanted
bit
to
ago,
see
too.
me and Joan take on. There was a main request.
We pulled the patrons out of like
I
some
like
of the
the
requests
shirt.
we got. We were like, these are our favorites. These are what we asked them about, and they overwhelmingly voted for what, Thomas?
Incorrect Sandersides quotes.
So that's what we're gonna do mostly.
I don't know where my expectations saw right now.
asked that we go on Tumblr and find some Sanders.
Okay, so it is
incorrect
from
quotes
Tumblr.
and read them.
And I'm
in
guessing
character.
there's like blogs
LOL.
dedicated to incorrect
I love
quotes,
you.
and usually
Hope you have fun
those
with all the
blogs
requests,
attribute
Thomas.
the
That's what they
quotes
say.
to somewhere.
Incorrect
So I
quotes
hope.
are quotes that seem
Okay,
like
yeah,
they
they're
could be
defining
said
it.
by characters from a
Hey,
specific show
understand.
or medium, or in this case, Sanders sides that weren't actually said by
Yeah,
those
that does
characters
fit.
or didn't appear in the
Okay.
series in question.
So I
We
define this for no
requested
reason,
a
but
bunch of
whatever.
incorrect quotes from all of you. See, requests go both ways. Well, there's only so many that we can address in one video, so if we didn't get to some, please be rest assured.
I'm guessing
we're
there was,
most
like,
likely
thousands.
going to return to this at some
Hundreds,
other
probably.
video. We've got a few
Thousands.
picked out.
I don't
We're
know how
gonna
many
just
followers he
do
has
them
on Twitter.
throughout the video. Look, it's simple. All you have to say is, "Hi,
Okay, so
I took
yeah,
a
it
blood
has it in the
test
side.
and I wanted my results back. Got it?
Hello, can I help you?
I want my blood back.
Okay, I'm loving this already.
That's
Give it back, please. Oh yay, they're showing it. They're
For
like
the second channel,
reacting
we
to
brought
it. That's
Talon
actually
in to react
that's
to
kind
some
of
of these
like
incorrect quotes.
better.
What
I don't
happens to
know.
nitrogen when the sun rises? It becomes daytrogen. Oh, that got me. That got me. I'm going to my room. Good nitrogen. Sleep tightrogen. Don't let the bed bugs bite-trogen.
Come on, Virgil can tease Logan on his own.
But it is me.
Oh, this is
Your manipulative
perfect.
tricks won't work on me.
I've seen this one. Yeah, I'm sure I'm familiar actually with a few of these. I've probably seen a few of these because I'm on, Sanders Side's Tumblr all the time. So I've probably seen like a good amount of these. I remember this one. I love it.
The Caitiff on Patreon said, look at the 60th page of a book and
Oh.
sing the first sentence. I have a book from Dan
So the
Fell.
incorrect quotes
The 60th
is
page
not
is just a letter
this
to
whole
Dan
video.
Fell
It's
from
all- it's
his
like making the-
academic advisor. This is the letter to Dan. Sorry, Dan, this is gonna be weird.
So this is
Dear
like a
Mr.
doing what you
Howell,
want,
I
like
am
want from
writing
us.
to acknowledge that you have withdrawn from your LLB law degree with effect from June 6th,
Wait, Dan Howell was
2011.
was in
Oh my
law?
God.
Was like
I learned something
doing
new about Dan, and I tried
law
to do it in
school?
the form of
I didn't
the
know
David
that.
Hansen song. Sincerely me.
That was so beautiful, Thomas.
Thank
I've
you.
never related to a song more.
Why
Okay,
is
I
Jones
have
so
Moby
blurry?
Dick here by Herman
Also, I
Melville.
like,
I'm
I
going
haven't
to
seen
sing it to
Thailand in
the
a while. I
melody
like,
of
first of all, they're
that one
got-
panic
they
at
got
the
the black
disco
hair,
song.
and then
What's it called?
I like the bangs.
Oh, if I had been astonished at first, catching a glimpse of so outlandish an individual as squeak-quack circulating among the polite society, stroll through the streets of New Bedford, New Bedford.
I have never enjoyed Moby Dick more. That was a whole sentence?
That was one sentence.
That was as
Yeah,
long
that
as
song
a
has
Panic
long-
at the
that-
Disco song
that
title.
book has
I
long
was
sentences.
so ready for you to make that joke.
People say I have a unique way of lighting up the room. It's called arson, and those people are witnesses.
I love him.
I like you a lot.
I love him, I
like
love him,
that
I love
one
him.
a lot. And that one is Thomas Sanders. What do you think of that one, Talon?
Yes.
There it is.
Thank you, Talon. That was a glowing review. How much would a trip to Spain cost? It depends where you live. For example, if you live in Spain, it's free.
Next request.
This one's from Twitter. It's from Aspen J.
I'm
They
guessing
say,
that I've
"Eat
seen a
lemon,
lot of incorrect
both of
quotes
you.
between
I dare you." I got my
Roman
lemon
and
right
Remus,
here.
so that
This
gets
is
me really
something
excited. I
that
really
I
like their
asked
sibling
Annie to do for
like
a short
any
video. I
any
guess
quote
this
with
is
like
karma,
a sibling
but I get to
dynamic
do
where
this,
one is being crazier than the
myself
other
now. I'm just gonna
immediately
bite
gets
into this
incorrect
baby.
quoted
Oh, don't
into
like the
Roman and
peel.
Remus
Let me get a
create
knife.
twins.
So are you
Is
you
it
doing what I'm
Create
gonna
Twins
do?
or
Like, where I'm just gonna
Creativit
bite into
Twins?
it?
Yeah.
I always tag
Alright.
it Create Twins, but I don't know if that's
How's
because
it?
that kind of
Ugh.
reminds me of Create
It's not
Tyler, and you know
Great.
if you know you know
done?
about Create Tyler.
Ha ha ha! I'm a cheater!
Is that
I'm eating it
Splenda
like
or
a
sugar?
grapefruit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I can't eat
Does
grapefruit
that make
without
it
putting a
better?
ton
I
of
don't
sugar
know.
on there.
That's what I'm banking on.
You eating it with
But I
like
can lick a
spoon,
lemon
too?
just fine.
This is
Like I
better.
think grapefruit is like bitter and less sour, but more bitter, and then lemons are sour. I love lemons.
It's good.
I'm used to
Yeah, I want to do that one time. Peel a
Eat
lemon.
lemons, Talon?
Yeah.
Coughs and lemon.
Thank you, Aspen. For
I like the
that.
little
That was a
tiny
new
editing things
experience,
like that.
And it has further reignited my hatred for
I
lemon
like
starbursts.
lemons, but I just like
All right.
like
What
lick
would
on
you
them.
like your
Yeah,
cake
this
to
is the one
say?
that was on the was
Do
in
we
the
want a
trailer.
talking cake?
Oh, their URL is no effing way, dude.
Came home with 6 puppies.
Oh yeah, Sanders
What's in
Side's
the
incorrect
box?
quotes is the main one that people like. I've seen this one
What's
too.
in the box?
Basically, anyone's from Sanders Side's incorrect quotes, I love. That actually ties into that, like that one of the earlier videos, the one where it was like the heart versus the mind or something, and it was like, Patton really wanted to adopt all the dogs, and Logan was like, you can't do that.
Joan, do you happen to know if you were
Okay, so it looks like they're
which
going
one you
incorrect
would be?
quote,
Thomas,
other
I know
request, incorrect
exactly
quote,
which
other
side I
request.
would-
Luckily, there are quizzes that people out there have
I still like
made
these
to
things, like, just the
determine
friends
which
and stuff.
side they would most closely be. Ember,
But you
on
know I'm
Twitter
reacting to it
asked
because
us to
this
take a
is
what
Sanders Side's
Sanders
reaction
side
video.
are you quiz.
But I watch all
wanted
of the
to take a
Sanders Side and
quiz
Friends
that
stuff.
wouldn't be so clear what the answers were guiding
Oh,
us
I
to,
love
because
this
some of them were
request.
like, are you more anxious or creative? Those are pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I
wish
can
we
never
could've
take those
taken one
tests
of those
because
'cause I'm
they always
gunning
have
for
questions like
Virgil.
that where
That's
I
too
always
bad.
Actually,
feel
I'm
like
gonna
I'm
go for Patton.
You're
guiding
the person
myself
who
to
takes
the
the quizzes
specific
trying to
answer.
get a specific character, and I think that's amazing. So, which is your preferred drink? Hot chocolate, coffee
Hot
with cream and
chocolate, of
sugar.
course.
Hot chocolate is what you think Virgil
Hot
would.
chocolate, yeah, because that's no. I'm
You're
going
trying to get
for
Virgil?
Patton now. I changed
Oh,
my mind.
Virgil.
I'm just going to
Patton,
answer
okay.
these honestly for myself.
I definitely don't think Joan is a Patton.
What side
I think Joan is
I'm
either
most
a
like?
Thomas, you're all of the
It's a-
sides.
But like, what
Joan is a
side am
little
I
bit of a
most
Roman,
like?
Thomas, you're a
Roman
complicated
Remus
person,
kind
and I'm a
of.
simple person.
The,
I just want to be Patton.
honestly,
and nothing else.
We all
Joan
want
is
to be
probably, like,
Patton,
king
Joan. So you're saying
creativity,
hot chocolate, I'm saying
if
coffee
that was a
with cream and
character,
sugar. Animal
because
that you
there's
like
a
best
they've
among
got
these
the
choices?
Dogs, of course.
like
they're
Remus,
loving
he's
and
got
loyal.
the
Elephants, octopuses, octopi, an octopus. Owls, they're a hoot.
Honestly,
Sorry, I got distracted.
elephants, octopuses, and
they've got
owls
like
could all
the
be Logan.
weird
Yes,
potty
that's
mouth
true.
thing,
But
and
if
they
can't,
do weird stuff,
could
but they've
they?
also
I'm
got
between
like the really
dogs and
creative thing,
elephants,
and they're
but I
like
like
very music,
elephants.
like
I'm gonna
musicals
say
and stuff. So I
elephants.
feel like they're like a
musicals are
combination.
great. Are
Also,
they?
though,
Which of
their
these musicals
favorite is
do you
Logan,
like? I
and
like
then
how
they
they're phrasing
like
these questions.
Virgil too. So
Heathers,
Logan and
the
Virgil
full
are
Monty,
also very
the
Joan-ish.
Phantom of the
I don't know.
Opera,
Definitely
and
not Patton though.
falsettos.
The full Monty, of course, even though I haven't seen
I don't
it.
watch
Just know
any
what the end of the
musicals.
full Monty
I don't know
is,
how
and that's
to
why you
pirate
like
them
it.
or anything,
No,
and I don't really.
I don't know what the end of the full Monty
I
is.
love
Do you know what the
Hamilton,
full
and that's like
Monty
the only
is?
one that I've
Monty
watched.
Python?
I've watched Rent,
No,
but
no, the
I'm
full
not like
Monty
way into
is
it.
when you're a
I
male
like the
stripper.
song.
When you go the full Monty, that means like you take everything off, all
Oh.
underwear, everything. That
Hmm.
musical is about like these older men that are like trying to raise money. They do it by saying they're gonna go the full Monty.
Sean said, I love that you thought the full Monty would be Patton.
You just looked at the full Monty trying to get Patton.
I didn't know what it was.
I mean,
Actually,
we don't know
Joe,
what Patton
there's a
likes
song
behind
from the
closed
Full
doors.
Monty I think is a perfect song for Patton because it's about a dad's.
I want you to think about that.
That's why I
real long
picked
and
it.
real
Are you on
hard.
question 4?
Yeah,
Real
on
long
question 4,
and real
pumpkin
hard
pie.
about
I would say
Patton
the colors.
behind
and I'm
closed
from
doors.
Florida, so I don't even get to experience the
I'm
fall
not going to
colors. Question
apologize.
5, which of these anime would you watch? Food Wars, me and you
I don't
live
watch
streamed
anime.
at one point with
I've watched
Callan, I think.
Yeah, it's, like, really
Danganronpa
sexual
because I was
about the
forced
food.
to,
Oh, I pushed
and
that
I've
out of
watched
my
a,
memory,
like
I
a
guess.
couple
The food
episodes of
looked
Attack on
amazing.
Titan.
Someone makes like
And then
a
I got
chicken
bored.
tikka masala.
But I do like Beastars, and I don't know if that counts. It is anime, but it's like furry stuff,
It is.
and it's
like
like
that. So I'm
I
selecting
watched the
Fullmetal
dub version
Alchemist
is on
because I'm
Netflix, so
familiar
I don't
with
know.
that.
I'm going with
It's
Food
more
Wars
mainstream.
because my new headcanon is that Patton's kind of sexy.
He definitely loves food.
Patton
That's true, but
definitely
not war.
is like.
Do you think that anyone before
I wouldn't say
sex
sexy.
put on a pair of sunglasses?
I'd say
and
he's
said,
like the unintentional
"Hang on tight,
kind of just like
it's gonna be a humpy
protective
ride."
kind of hot. Like he's like
My face journey
Like,
through that whole thing.
press
something
against
could
your
be
body
good.
and hug and
Question 6
have
now. Which is your
nice
preferred
to be
method
around
of
and
exercise?
hold
My
on.
favorite,
I think
method
he's
of
that kind of
exercise
hot,
is
but I would
running.
not
So I'm gonna
use the word
select
hot
running.
or
Don't know
sexy
which of
for
these is
Patton.
I'm gonna do
And
running
that's like
on a
one of
treadmill.
the
Question 7.
few
It's late at night, you
Sanders
can't
Side's
sleep.
characters
What
that
are
I
you
wouldn't
doing
call
at this
hot.
moment? Well,
But,
I
you know,
would
with the right
probably
fan,
say
anything
watching
can
TV.
go.
That's exactly what I do. Pick a tree, any tree. I'm gonna say a willow.
I love
loved willow
willows.
trees.
I'm picking an ash tree because it looks like a tree that would have a tire swing on it.
There's a toy box in front of you.
We
Which
have a
toy
bunch
do you
of
pick up
ash
first?
trees.
Ooh, like
My
the
mom
Barbie
passed-
contest.
Stuffed animal.
I'm gonna pick out the building.
My mom, when my mom and my dad got their first house, the one that was my childhood home, my mom planted like I think 2 or 3 ash trees. I think there was one ash tree that was already there, and then she and my dad planted 2 more. And then later in life, she got an allergy test, and it turns out her worst because she's allergic to cats, and she was getting an allergy test to see if she had any other allergies. It looks like she's the most allergic to ash trees, and she planted like a ton in our yard. We don't live in that house anymore though, and she gets less because she just thought they were seasonal allergies because they line up with seasonal allergies. So she does a little better, but I think that's so funny.
The building blocks. And then question 10,
She's
how
her
do you
own
brush
demise.
your teeth? I guess it would be the little circles motion.
I went the bristles
Little circles
first, that's
motion
true.
is,
yeah, just multiple of
Is
these
Logan, I think.
applied to me.
Or
Okay,
complete
let's do
loud
it.
fluff
It's
mouth
a
which might be
Virgil,
Logan.
I'm Virgil too!
That's bullshit. I was cat.
We both wound up at Virgil, aka anxiety. You're always ready to
Rigged.
fight, but you hate confrontation. Well, I'm not always ready to fight.
I don't hate
Yeah,
confrontation.
you don't hate confrontation.
I do. You're
Joan is
compassionate,
always ready
but
to
you're
fight.
Selfish. True. You're soft-spoken, but you're brash. This is like an Alanis Morissette song. You're compassionate, but selfish. You're soft-spoken, but you're brash. Holy wow, you're a total contradiction.
Why did he go into
of
Remus
yourself.
there?
True. Hey, are you busy? And writing Star Trek fan fiction does not.
Oh my gosh, Logan writing Star Trek fan fiction. I was gonna say, because like I said, like Remus, he kind of went into Remus. I imagine it gets annoying when like you're like a personality who does like I don't want to, what's the content creator who does like characters and stuff, and then everyone always compares whatever you do to one of those characters. But I think like Thomas, I think, like, he leans into that. Like, he'll tweet stuff about, like, oh, very Virgil, like, Virgil was, like, really kicking my butt today, or, like, stuff like that, and a lot of people do that. And, like, with certain things, like, if it's, like, just, like, a cool selfie showing off how nice you look, like, it's kind of annoying to, like, compare it to Virgil. But, like, if they say something, like, it really depends. You have to read the situation for that sort of thing.
And writing Star Trek fan fiction does not count. Oh, ha ha ha. I finished it last week. What's going on? You shouldn't be using a straw. I know. It's bad for the environment or whatever. No, it's just a weird way to eat spaghetti.
Ew. Ew.
I just love the idea of Remus just being... Moving on to the next requests, we've got both of you create a haiku about climate change. So I thought this was very interesting. Joan, you and I are pretty passionate about climate change,
yes.
correct? This was my
Thomas
attempt at a
Sanders'
haiku for
bread.
climate change. Ready? Hey, big companies, do you want a future? Believe science, jerks!
All right, ready, Thomas? Sit back.
Okay. Bracing
Sit
myself.
back. I hope you are sitting. Global warming, dude. This shit's getting serious. I'm scared. Yeah.
I didn't even laugh there. I just went straight into the weeds.
To this. I'm yay. I think that was good though. That's totally valid.
They didn't
'cause
censor
that
the shit
totally
there.
emphasizes your true feelings
I don't know if
there.
that was intentional.
I love sleepovers. This isn't a sleepover. You're in the hospital.
Then why do I have this nightgown?
That's a hospital gown. Truth or dare? Dare.
I like the idea that
I love them
Janice
just
gets
chilling.
into it a little bit.
Yeah,
like-
I love
like-
Janice and Remus chilling, and Janice just
Yeah.
kind of secretly is into it.
You also made the point that he wouldn't pick truth.
Yeah,
I
right.
thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he wouldn't pick truth. Oh, I love that so much. I never thought of that. But yeah, I love the whole dynamic of, and also I was about to say, why is he like sleeping? I thought he slept nude, but then it's like, no, I think the hospital probably makes him wear the gown, and I feel like he'd be very upset about that.
I don't know how to pronounce this. Kaya or Chaya says on Patreon.
I
"My
really
mouth."
can't wait
Basically,
for,
if you guys aren't familiar with the
Janice
game,
and
we're
Remus to
going
interact in
count down
canon.
and
I
say a
love
random
them so
word
much.
each, and then we have to try and come up with something that is the commonality between the two random words. And then we count down again, and then hopefully we say the same thing at the same time. That's the goal. If we don't, then those two different words become the new words we gotta find the commonality for. So you ready,
Oh,
John?
I get
Let's do
it.
this.
I'm so f***ing ready.
3,
I love Talon's
2,
eyeshadow.
1.
It's
Board
like not.
game.
It's very simple, but it's very.
Board game and octopus.
it's very good.
I got one.
Okay. I guess I got one.
3, 2, 1. Battleship. 8?
And I was thinking 8 tentacles, 8 players, ages 8 and...
Battleship! Oh, that's
We've
such a
got
good
8
thing.
in Battleship?
Okay, I got an awesome one.
I do not have what you have.
I think they have like 8
3,
cannons,
2,
maybe?
1. Squid.
Sea monster.
Oh gosh, we were close.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, I got one. 3,
Kraken.
2,
It's
1.
Kraken. Kraken.
Cthulhu. Oh, that was
Cthulhu?
Gosh, I'm so
Cthulhu?
mad. Can I
That's
just
not
go back
necessary.
and say what I
Is Cthulhu
originally
a
was gonna
sea
say,
monster?
which was
No,
Kraken?
you can't. We have
Does
to
it
keep going now.
automatically
I got one.
You've got
exist
one,
like
3,
with like water?
2,
I didn't know if it was like a
1.
pirate thing or if
Ocean.
it's like just like a god creature.
Kaiju. It's the word for giant monster.
Sorry, that one slipped
I
my
thought kaiju
mind
was
for a
a-
bit.
No, I was thinking of Khajiit.
Okay, ocean kaiju.
Ocean kaiju. I got
Easy.
it. 3, 2, 1.
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Oh, yeah, we did it.
Because he
We
goes
got
in
it
the
there
ocean and
eventually.
swims around like
that
a
was
little
not
alligator.
easy, but I like the journey we went. It's a little muggy out
Oh,
today.
I've seen this one. I see this one on all so many incorrect quote things. Oh, I love the sound
I
effects.
swear to God, if I go outside and all our mugs are on the lawn, I'm leaving.
Sips out of a bowl.
This one's from the Blue Recluse on
Oh,
Patreon.
they didn't react to that one.
They ask, what's the most out-of-character thing each side would say? Which is
I love this
very
idea.
interesting. So we can talk through this, because we didn't really have, like, anything
Out of
set up
character
in
would just be,
regards
like,
to what
their
each character would say,
opposite
right?
character.
Let's start with Patton. Patton,
You would say
it would be,
I
it would
feel-
be
okay.
anything that has a curse word in it.
You know that chart that says like that is like regularly set like you sort the characters into regularly says fuck, has never said fuck but can if so desired, has sworn off saying fuck but has said it at some point, and legally can't say fuck. I specifically, my view of Patton, I feel like he's in that third category where he's sworn off saying fuck or any curse words, but I feel like he's said fuck at some point. I see him like my mom. My mom always never swear around us, but every once in a while, like, will he overhear it like around the corner talking to her friends, or she'll just accidentally say it and she'll be like, I mean, frick. And she's that kind of person. And I feel like, or like those grandma curses where my grandma always curses, like she'll just be in her car and she'll like set it to like the wrong, like she'll set like go like a little forward instead of reverse or something, and she'll just be like shit, oh shit, dang shit. not repeatedly like that, but that's how she swears, and she does that so much, and that's the only swear word she uses is shit in her like Southern Illinois accent. Anyway, that's I either see Patton as that, like very repressed swearing, or has like full out swear. You know what Patton is if you watched Good Omens, Aziraphale never swears except for like the time when he was like getting discorporated and he just goes, oh fuck. I feel like Patton has had like one or a few moments like that where he just accidentally just lets it out because he's been pent up so long. Yes, they're contradicting characters.
So anything Patton might say, Virgil
Anything
would not say. Yes.
That's what I'm really. It's like contradictions. It's remember when there was a theory like the rainbow theory? Before that took over, there was a theory that like each light side had a contradictory dark side, and people were pairing up like Virgil and Janice, or was it Patton and Janice, and like Logan and Remus, and Virgil with Roman, I think. But yeah, they were trying to pair those up. I feel like those sort of like like the way they contradict, I feel like it would be like of the opposite characters thing, and they thought it would be like complementary colors. I don't think that's the case anymore. I feel like anything Virgil said in the Crofters, like for some reason I said this in when I reacted to the Crofters, like the most recent video with the Crofters commercial. It was just Virgil was so terrifyingly out of character in that video, where he was the radical dude. I feel like he would just curl up and die if he did any of those things that he did in that video. Like I'm not the embodiment of anxiety. I have anxiety, and if I were to do any of the things Virgil did in that video, I would never be able to look any other human in the eye ever again. So that was so out of character, and even though it was, I loved that bit so much because of that. But basically anything he said in that video, I feel like would be what he would never do.
There's just a lot of opposites here. Roman is a toughie. What would be the opposite Roman? Oh, Disney sucks.
Roman's most out of character thing you could say is Lilo from Lilo and Stitch is a brat.
Oh, that's a good one. I love Lilo.
I can't even hear that.
Logan was...
I like pancakes and sunshine.
I like pancakes and sunshine.
Talon, you had a good one. What did you just say?
Yeah,
He wouldn't say
Rachel
anything
and
that Trump would say.
Logan are pretty
That's a good one. That's a good one. Janice.
Yeah.
What's a good one for
Janice.
Janice?
Very something very
I like
vulnerable.
pancakes and marshmallows.
I feel like Janice would be like any sort of like conveying insecurity or anything like where he like is like just kind of very open and earnest with someone, just like, well, probably the opposite of what Janice would say was, my name is Janice. So I don't know. Basically anything that's just emotionally vulnerable, I feel like would be. That's also a good Logan one.
Perfect. Moving on.
Remus would be like, hey guys, could you just all like chill? Just chill out a little bit. Let's be respectful of it.
That would be great.
Remus's opposite was in the bloopers video of after the Remus one, the was it the Bloop Strikes Back? One of the ones where it was Remus was in the bloopers video, and he was like, "Can everyone just chill for 2 seconds?" Or it's like, this place is rented. It's like, and he's like sweeping and he's trying to clean everything up. I really like that because that was like the opposite of what Remus usually does.
That would be great.
And
if
that's
Remus
basically what he
walked in
said.
with like a robe with a pair of glasses, like, hey guys, could you keep it down, please?
Could you keep it down? I'm trying to sing all of Moby Dick, if you could just... That was a fun little exercise, but thank you for that question, Blue Recluse. Do you have any shaving cream?
I feel like
No, I don't like the way that it tastes.
oh, I've seen this quote is everywhere too. But like I feel like Roman or I feel like Remus is like just as into singing as Roman, but he sings like way too loud, just those disgusting things like 2 trucks, just those like weird, basically anything on his playlist. He just sings that like belts those like through the whole house, and he will not shut up. I feel like that's very Remus.
The way that it tastes. Wait, you eat shaving cream?
No, why would I eat it if
Why would I eat it if I don't like the way that it tastes? Oh gosh, I love these. We gotta do more of these. Caitlin Riggin.
Yeah, I did, I think, actually Thomas, I think, saw it because, he mentioned it in his 4th of July live stream, after the Dealing with Intrusive Thoughts video, but I made, like, because Remus reminds me a lot of Calvin in certain strips, so I like, photoshopped his face onto, the Calvin and Hobbes strip where Calvin's like, I never liked crayons very much. They don't really have any flavor at all, and he's eating them. And then I also photoshopped it on the one where he's just putting nails in a table, and it's like, it's like, and then the mom runs in, and I put the mom as to seat, and it's like, Calvin, what are you doing to the coffee table? And he just looks at it and he goes, is this like a trick question or what? Just basically a lot of Calvin quotes fit very well with, and that was very much similar to that last quote, which is
requested a mini
kinda oblivious
debate
to how
over the
dumb
most
they're
stupid
being.
and random thing ever between myself and Joan. I can totally argue that cereal is a soup.
Okay, no, it's not.
Here's the reason why
I-
cereal is a soup.
water is
Joan.
wet.
Oh, God.
That's my
This
opinion,
again.
and I
There are
can
cold
argue for
soups.
either way.
We call them fishy swap,
for
and
if,
it's basically just cold soup.
Is that what you call cereal? Are you like, hey, can you get me a bowl of Vichy Swamp?
Yes, sometimes I do. I'm like, I need.
But yeah,
myself
water
a
is wet or
refined
water is not wet. I can
breakfast.
argue for both
If you go to a
sides, and I still
restaurant
haven't
and you say,
decided.
can I
But
have some breakfast
most of the time
soup?
I say water is
They're
wet.
not gonna know what the you're talking about.
Yes, they will. They will because
No, they
I've
won't.
gone in there and I've asked them multiple times, and now they know me.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, this weird son of a again. He's asking for soup. Just know he means cereal.
Is it so wrong to feel refined, to feel cultured, to feel like you're somewhat more healthy than you
So
actually
you're
are?
diminishing cereal. That feels a little classist.
Yes, well, no, because soup should be for all.
You said soup is bougie and cereal is...
Booty.
And bougie should be for all, not just bourgeoisie.
It should also be for bourgeois me.
Oh.
Exactly. Thank you for proving my point.
I did prove cereal is not soup. If you had soup with crunchy in it, you'd be like, take this back. Something is wrong with my
Yeah,
soup.
soup
I
can't
would
be
say
crunchy.
thank you. Thank you for refining my palate and working out my gums, because for the life
Yeah,
of
that's
me,
a good thing.
I
Is
can't
the
stand when
fillings
I
in
don't
soup
a
have to be
challenge.
chewy or like
I
soft.
chew with my whole mouth. I chew
And
with
then
my soul.
things in
Talon.
cereal
I
are
chew
all,
with my
all have to be
hole, my food
crunchy,
hole,
and they're bad if
because
they're
I'm a normal
soggy.
person.
So that's
Yes, and you
that's a
call it
good
a food hole.
qualifier.
So what's wrong with me calling cereal a bowl of soup?
Well, let's leave this one to the commenters. Who won this
I've had
debate?
cold fruit soup
Let's start
before.
a poll. We're gonna
On
start
a
poll.
cruise, they had like
It's
those
a
things where
white
they have like a
flag,
little
Roman, and you may as well start
thing, and then they
waving.
pour
The
in
only
the
thing I
soup.
will be waving is your decapitated head on a stick in front of your weeping mother.
Good lord.
This one is from Tamara Coy from Patreon, and it says, say 2 things you love about yourself. Tamara, no. Let's move on to the next one. Well, I do like my singing voice, so I'm gonna say my singing voice is one of them. Joan, you say one now.
I love my big tushy.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I love that. I feel like even as hard as I am on myself, I at least have a decent enough relationship
is
with the creative
great
part of
with
myself that
words
I can
and creation,
enjoy
like
what I make.
songwriting,
Whether I think the final product
script
is
writing. I
actually
think
good
Joan
or
is
not,
just such
I
a
still am able to
words
find it in myself to
person.
be critical, but also to enjoy what I do.
I'm glad
I've
that you
always
get
thought.
to
Anyway,
enjoy what
Joan's
you
a
create.
huge
Yeah, no, for the
inspiration.
second one, I'll choose my butt. That's a good one.
Me too.
Thomas
Moving on.
very much loves his butt. That is not
Hey, can you
new.
grab us a table? Sure.
Start the car! Emily's asking, grab an item closer and describe it like an alien
I feel
who
like
has
that would be
never
a
seen it.
Remus too.
My problem is I don't know how alien is my understanding of rules of Earth. Do I know colors? Do I know this material? Okay, I got it.
Translation.
Great.
Somehow that was offensive.
That's an alien describing this.
I've got this. It's a thing for a magical box. You press boop, 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 and it makes people on the screen do things based off of how you manipulate this magic shape. I don't know what shape this might be.
I feel like this is a person from medieval times describing
Yes.
everything as magical.
I feel like if
Everyone would be
an
"What is this
alien
primitive
got
device?"
to,
I guess I'm operating
Earth
from a standpoint
with
that they
technology,
don't know anything, but if I'm meeting an alien, they most likely
they probably have some sort of technology that is somewhat similar to the technology you have on Earth. I don't know if they'd have video games, but they'd basically at least have criteria, like ways to like say like.
Do you take constructive
Technology.
criticism?
Just enter the room.
Yeah, what's up?
This one is from Palvir Sapata.
I don't know if that's what it was, but it looks like Logan just entered the room and just went, do you take constructive criticism? Just like saw Roman just existing in space and just said, hey, do you want to be doing that? Or do you think you could probably do it better? Anyway, I love that quote, but I love how they played that.
Meant war. Joan, I love your sense of humor.
Thomas,
Oh, I
you're
need
so
to sometime.
f***ing talented.
Joan, you make me feel much less alone.
Thomas,
You know when I do it, like
you're
a
handsome.
more like a way to like negate this like uncomfortableness of getting complimented. I really liked I saw in Unisonis, the final live stream of Unisonis, they did that thing where they all got in the coffin and then they said each other's eulogies and they just said nice stuff, and then the person in the coffin was getting complimented, so they couldn't really see the person complimenting them and they couldn't be seen, so they could just kind of react in a genuine way. And then after that, I don't know if this was intentional, but like after that a while, I think recently I watched the final season of The Good Place because it came out on Netflix. And they did the same thing. I don't know if it was probably out by the time they did that, but I don't think they knew about it when they did it in the live stream. But yeah, so they got in the coffin and they did eulogies for each other, and it was basically the same exact thing. I feel like that's a good way to like do this without, the battle aspect.
Stop
is.
it. Joan, I am
My mom
constantly impressed
Is
by your
uncomfortably
mind.
obsessed with
Thomas, you're really
Sanders.
funny.
Joan, you're way funnier than me.
Like in
That's not
that way.
true. And you are also very smart and good at math.
Joan, even though it's not your duty, you are almost like my mini therapist sometimes, and you help me come to conclusions way faster than I ever would in my entire life.
This man called me Minnie in a compliment war. I think it's fair to say I won that compliment. More moving on. Thomas, you're a great singer, you're a great actor, moving on, great. Here's the ultimate compliment, Thomas. Some of your worst qualities are also some of your best qualities.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot to unpack.
Overly,
I guess the
like,
simplest way to put it is if I were to objectively rate you as a person, I would have to weigh some of the cons to you as a person because they have positive equivalents. Like, you can be quite sensitive, but that's also a really
Yeah, that's
valuable
what I was
trait
thinking, yeah.
because it means that you're very sensitive to the feelings of others, and sometimes
something I saw recently is, I know it was a long time ago, but I just watched the podcast that was Cody Ko, Danny Gonzalez, and Drew Gooden, and I learned that Drew Gooden used to be an editor for Thomas Sanders, and I don't know what time this was. It was probably like really far back on his YouTube channel, but like Drew described Thomas Sanders as just like a really sweet guy and like really good to all his employees, and I think that's really cool. Like to hear that from a person who doesn't really have anything to gain by saying that or lose.
because it
And this
means
is
that
going
you're
to make
very
my
sensitive to
video,
the
like,
feelings
double
of
the length,
others,
but
and
sorry.
sometimes you're exactly who someone needs to talk to whenever someone is feeling really down.
Yeah, you did win that compliment war. I really appreciate that, so thank you.
I like M&M. I prefer Skittles. I
Oh,
meant
it's
the
his
wrapper.
drawing.
You eat the wrapper?
And we're on one of the last requests here on this page. It's from Hannah Hemingway from YouTube. She says, drink a glass of water. It's important to stay hydrated. Well, Hannah, you're absolutely right. And I did more than just set up a glass
I'm definitely
of
gonna
water
show my
because
mom this
I
afterward.
think it is important to stay hydrated. Joan, you ready
She'll
for
love all the
this?
patent ones.
Cheers.
She loves patent.
Here we are.
I mean, it's made of glass. It's a glass. Oh my gosh, Thomas.
I'm not gonna drink this whole
Self-respect.
thing.
No, drink it all. You need to be hydrated.
Throwback to the Sanders Science episode, why do we get out of bed in the morning?
Why are you
Oh.
drinking out of a blender? Because it's the biggest container that I have.
I got
didn't
a
remember
lot
that was a
of it.
blender.
Yeah,
that
Yeah, no, I freaking
I thought it was like a vase or
drank it
something.
all.
Wow.
Hey kiddos, did you know a group of fish is called a family? Yeah, and a group of lions
Is it
is
called a
called a
school?
pride. A group of crows is called a murder. And a group of people is called a migraine.
Wah, wah.
Virgil.
What a goofball, that Virgil. Classic Virgil.
Virgil.
And there you have it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode
There
of
we
We
go.
Take Requests. Joan, thank you so
I know,
much for
I
joining
love
me.
it. Just
Yes, you
anything,
did.
like any
I
like
enjoyed
shorts
it
or
so
anything.
much.
It doesn't
I
matter
feel
if
so
it's
good
canon
inside.
content.
Look
If
at me.
once I see Thomas
Fantastic. Thank you
in
to
any
Talon for joining
costume,
us as well. I
looking like any
Let's
character,
get back
doing
in
any
on that
character
poll we
voice,
set up
I
earlier.
just
We have
my brain goes beep beep
364
beep beep
votes
beep.
saying
Be
yes,
happy now.
Cereal is soup. So, I guess I won.
That's fucking
I don't
bullshit.
think.
Thank you all so much for
cereal is soup.
joining. And until next time, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary
And I don't
pals.
think a hot dog is a
Peace out.
sandwich,
Peace
as we're
out.
addressing all of
Perfect.
these.
And Sean, you're just going to edit both pieces at the
Controversies.
same time.
And then Sean, include Thomas saying, don't have us go at the same time, and then include Thomas saying that.
There you go.
And then
I love when YouTubers do that, where they're just like, okay, cut here. Actually, no, cut here. No, cut here, actually. Don't, but cut back there, but don't cut here. Okay. So that was the incorrect quotes video. It was a lot more than I expected, and I really liked it. But there is like some controversy right now, and I don't really want to like get into this in the comments or anything. There's some controversy right now about the Mad Libs thing, and you can skip to this time. I'll put it up if you don't want to talk about that. But yeah, so there's some controversy right now, and there's some controversy all the time in all fandoms and stuff. But there's some controversy right now about the Mad Libs thing, where it seems like, you know, how I just kind of talk about whatever comes to mind. So there's been stuff about the Mad Libs and how people were, like, the people who worked on that were overworked, underpaid and stuff. My opinion, like, of course, I wasn't like an animator. I almost was. I emailed them. I sent them my work. They said I could be on board, but then I saw something about you having to be 18, and I was 17 at the time. I'm still 17, but like I was 17 there then too. So I'm like, oh, I'm 17. Do I have to drop out? And then I had to drop out. So they did have to sign contracts, which that makes this controversy more like reasonable, because like if you had to sign a contract and then you were overworked and stuff, you couldn't really back out of it. You couldn't talk about it and stuff. But the way that it was presented, at least to me, and of course I'm not saying this as like any sort of authority, but the way it was presented to me, at least from the information that I got just being on the emails for like a bit, was people went into a Discord service. I don't know if people are actually talking to the people. I keep interrupting myself. I'm sorry. I think that I don't know if people have actually talked to the people who worked on the project. At least I follow a few of the people who worked on the project, and I haven't all of the stuff I've heard of this controversy was from people who are speaking for the people who worked on the project, but I actually haven't seen a lot of stuff like statements from the people who did work on the project. And that might be because like the contract says you can't talk about certain things. But I doubt it's like super restrictive. I don't know. I don't want to spread misinformation, but to me the way that they were presenting it was this is something like, they weren't saying we have a thing that needs to be animated so we're hiring animators. They were more saying, hey, do you want to be involved in the channel? Here's a way you can do that. You can animate for us. And I know there's a lot of ways that can be, like, and creators can be predatory towards artists, because those artists love those creators, and they'll make things for them for free, even though, they should be getting paid. But with this, I think it really was, like, if you would like to volunteer your time, we will pay you to make sure that you're not, like losing time and money and stuff by doing this for us. But if you would like to work with the channel, you could do that. So, and they did say, like, Quill, I think it was Quill who was doing the emails in the business email, and they sent out like the agreed upon, like they said they talked to some people, they agreed upon a thing that they can pay per second of animation, and it did seem pretty low to me, like for industry standards, but this wasn't industry standards, and it's standards, and they sent it out to everyone, like, does this sound good? Should we raise it? So the underpaid, I don't get that, because, and it said that they had a Discord. I never ended up getting to that point because of the age thing, but they had a Discord where they talked about stuff, they organized, I've heard that like Quill and those people weren't really in that Discord, but I don't think it was like the point was to be organized by those people. I think the point was to like for the animators to like figure out like how to connect their animations and make sure they're doing kind of the same stuff, so it kind of was more of a fluid thing. And I do know that there was like COVID problems with that. Was there, or was that before COVID? I don't remember. But there was like some problems, like things got postponed, and I'm guessing it was very stressful, but it wasn't like they were overworked, like maliciously. I don't know. It's just, and I do find it very, I do know it's very important to criticize. I don't want to be a stan. I don't want to be a, like someone who's, I don't want to be a simp. I don't want to be someone who like kind of brushes off any cons with the creators that I enjoy. But with Thomas Sanders and his crew, it just seems like, and of course, yes, it would be very good if they made a statement. We don't know if they've talked to the actual people who worked on the project, because as far as I know, we haven't heard anything from those people, but they could speak in private to those people and then say, hey, we talked about this. So it is important that they say something, I think. But to me, it just, I can't imagine, like, Thomas Sanders and his crew ever, like, intentionally, like, doing anything that could hurt, like, creators or people who like follow them, or doing like good things for them. So yeah, I think they were underpaid, and I think that was okay that they were, because it was completely voluntary. It was very much you agreed on the price and you agreed on the pay, and then you signed up. That whole thing, I don't think that is a valid argument, is the underpaying thing. The stress and stuff, I think that is valid. I think if they were pressured into a time crunch, if there was too much, if it was poorly managed, I think that is something that needs an apology, but when it comes to like actually this being like a problem, like a huge like, yeah, I think the why it's become such a big thing is because they haven't apologized, and it's been a long time, and it did kind of have to come up on its own. Like it wasn't it kind of seemed like they tried to brush it under the rug, but I feel like that's more they don't know how people want this to be addressed, and so they haven't. And I'm not trying to make excuses for them, I'm just trying to kind of reason out how I kind of view the situation. And if anyone has more information, actually don't contact me about that, honestly. Like I don't want to argue about it in the comments, but that's just how I see it. Maybe you could like say something on my Tumblr or something, or DM me or something, but that's at least how I see the thing. And you can like skip this thing, and that's just, I don't know. I just felt like I had to talk about that a bit. And then there's some like stuff about like appropriation and stuff like that, but all of those are like smaller things. And usually like the info dump thing, that was another thing. The info dump controversy, I personally didn't see it as, once again, here I am kind of sounding like I'm coming to like his defense, like being white knight or whatever, but I didn't personally see it as a problem. And it like, if some people interpreted it like as like an insult or something, I see how they could have. But personally, and also apparently, I don't know if I interpreted it different than Thomas intended, because Thomas did apologize and say like it was like an insult and stuff. But the way that I interpreted it when I watched it, and you could see in my old video, like I was like, yay, they said the word infodump, which is, to me, it's like, I like to, because I'm ADHD, self-diagnosed, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but I relate, or I have anxiety, which overlaps a lot with ADHD and the symptoms of that, and I do infodump. That's one thing that I do. And I like to headcanon like Logan as like ADHD, or so a type of like person who would infodump. And I see a lot of headcanons like that around. And the way, and another, like, there was like the argument that it was used as an insult, but to me, the way Roman said it was like he called it Mr. Infodump, and then he like went on a tangent about just kind of how he just kind of didn't play along. But like the reason he was angry was not for Logan's tendency to infodump, because that wasn't what made him mad in that situation. So for me, I just interpreted it as a Roman nickname, like he would use a nickname. He uses nicknames for when he's angry, or for when he's like just teasing, or when he's just doing just being his normal self. Like he just uses nicknames, and I didn't see it as like an insult, more than I saw it as just a nickname that just kind of that he just used while he was upset. Like it wasn't like, I don't feel like it was like a targeted attack, that particular word. I just thought it was just, you know, an endearing Roman nickname. So at least that's how I interpreted it. And then I do like that Thomas apologized, but I think, and I know often apologies that are like, I'm sorry if you took it wrong, are bad apologies, but like but that is kind of what he did with this apology. But I think it is kind of, that is like kind of valid in this circumstance, because there are many ways of interpreting that scene, and of course, and it is perfectly valid if someone was upset by that, because if someone had formed like infodump as like a bad connection where they got bullied for their tendency to infodump, if they got like if they've been insulted for info dumping, if it was like something that they tried to like keep down, or if it's something that they are insecure about, I can see how it would be a lot more of a touchy subject in that. And also Thomas has talked about how he may have ADHD, but that's of course not diagnosed, not self-diagnosed even yet, so he isn't really. And also it's basically just, you don't have claim to that phrase, and I understand that is he could have probably integrated that better and referenced that kind of headcanon better. Basically it's just, both of the things were just poorly handled situations, and some things that need to be addressed, but aren't, I don't think, irredeemable problems or like criticisms that will ruin their career. They just need to fess up and say, hey, here's the problem, here's why it took so long to apologize, and here's what we did to fix it.
Valuable
and,
trait.